stiff black screen. I'm doing the intro.
Cool. I'll give it a second and start it.
That's it. That's
Number 69, nice. Cool. I'll give it a second and start it.
all right.
Alright. I'm being so slow. Had to comment 69, nice.
This meeting is being recorded.
Yo, welcome to episode 69.
69.
Yeah,
Crazy.
couldn't make it last week.
Yeah.
Getting our vaccine shots.
Bill Gates death cocktail fucking fucked me up. I got the nanobots now.
I just got the green on my arm.
So what'd you get?
It hurt.
The Moderna?
It hurt for the Moderna.
It
yours? Hurt for like a.
Is yours bruised?
Yeah, it's like a green bruise.
I can't even see where they did mine.
I would guess the pharmacist or whoever was giving me a shot.
I got the Pfizer.
He was saying, "Don't tense up, don't," and I'm like, "I'm not tense," but I guess I was, and that's why it hurt and I got bruised. But it felt like my whole arm felt like sore that next day.
I'm always tense until they're like, "Don't tense up," and then I'm like, "Oh yeah," and then I can just, as soon as someone tells me that, I can just like loosen right up and just.
And it's just mind over matter, and it's like you're in a yoga class.
If no one says anything though, I'm just dumbass, and I'm just like tense.
You're just like flexing.
Yeah, because I'm already stressed out. I'm in a public setting. I'm already just fucking.
Yeah, exactly. I was like scared. I'm like, "Don't you give me no Bill Gates virus." And he's like, "Don't, take it easy, brother." And I'm like, "Ah!" That got me more on edge. Yeah, he's like, relax, don't tense up. I'm like, "You relax, buddy. Listen here. You're gonna jam me with a motherfucking needle. That's scary enough." But with nanobots and Bill Gates technology?
Yeah.
I don't know. My body took it better than yours did, though.
I know there was me, my girlfriend, and guy I work with. We all got the Pfizer shot.
Yeah.
I know we all had sore arms after.
Oh, yeah.
My girlfriend had hers like afterwards. Mine wasn't sore until later in the day, till at night. Yeah, that's what the other guy said. And I think we all had fevers too. I'm not sure if my girlfriend had a fever. I definitely had one. And I got ear infections suddenly. Got them in both my ears. Still half deaf.
No, it's the nanobot.
The nanobots, yeah. They were just filling up my head.
Yeah. You only noticed on one side of your brain.
I'm not sure. They did say your lymph nodes might swell up. True. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
It was probably maybe, but it was probably like the side of your brain that's not developed past 12 years old.
That's all of it.
So I hear the Pfizer shot's the only one they'll give to 12 to 17-year-olds.
Pfizer.
Can't handle the Moderna.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Moderna's for pussies. You're going to die from the third wave. Pfizer's the way to go.
Hopefully. Sick of this shit.
Nice.
What's this Delta variant they're coming out with?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you didn't watch the Kyle Kulinski Joe Rogan episode at all?
Nah, I haven't caught up.
First half was terrible.
The political reporter, Joe Rogan. I'm just watching the MMA episodes.
But yeah,
for the last like 2 months, I've only watched the MMA shows. But yeah, Kyle Kulinski was on right after.
Yeah, Krystal I haven't watched them at all, and I just really like them three people. I've like followed Kyle since the Obama administration. It's like 7 years ago. Yeah, and he's been right about a lot of stuff. I think he's a smart guy, but he's probably the most boring person like in his personal life. First, I had to skip a bunch of the Joe Rogan episode. I skipped like an hour of it.
Yeah.
Because it was just he's boring. He's boring.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't do any DMT.
Joe Rogan talked him into smoking weed though. He talked about how He sounds just like an annoying person to be smoking with. But yeah, Joe told him he smoked too much, and he was like, so he smoked some, and he's like, oh yeah, that's better. So now him and Krystal are both talking about doing mushrooms.
Nice.
Krystal brought that up a lot in their episode, doing mushrooms.
So they're gonna do mushrooms with Joe?
I
Post
don't
Malone
know.
style?
That'd be funny.
Just Bud Lights and
No,
mushrooms?
it doesn't sound like they're actually gonna like do them hard. Joe told them both
True.
just to do microdoses.
Microdose it and
Yeah.
take some Bud
take
Lights and crush them with me.
Take some. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I wish he would have said do it on the pod, but
yeah. What is he talking microdose?
I don't know.
He's like macrodose.
He doesn't want to fuck it.
Take like 6 grams and just break through to the other side.
Yeah. Just totally bust it up. But there's so after I skipped a bunch though in that Kyle episode, now I want to watch one of the Krystal Kyle and Friends episodes because I guess they brought on this guy that went.
They got their own crossover now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you didn't hear about that. It's on like Substack.
True.
It's like, yeah, they made it way back before Krystal left the hill. It's like their thing, I guess, their progressive thing. But yeah, it's
PC.
It's more of a podcast, and it's like subscription based. Kyle is always talking about how fucking, what's it called? He didn't do any ad money. He was like, we could be making. So he's talking about how we could be making way more money. We could be making twice as much money, 2/3.
He's like us.
But yeah, he's like, I don't want to. I want it to be all. So he has like this subscription thing where it's mostly free, and most of it they do clips on YouTube, and then like the podcast is free like a day later. But if you want video or if you want it same day, you have to pay on Substack.
Oh yeah.
So
they scam you good.
They scam you. Well, that's their system.
But that's the premium. That's for the fiends only.
Yeah, you can listen to it for free. So
you need your video a day early and in HD.
Yeah, it's not bad. But
I can hook it up for you.
He was talking about how he got a guy on that wrote a book about the CIA and hardcore on the Allen Dulles and shit.
Nice. It wasn't Mike Baker, was it?
No, I didn't recognize the name.
That's good.
It was some new guy. But Kyle was saying after he's like convinced now that they killed JFK and shit. After talking to this guy, I guess. So I gotta watch that Substack.
Kyle's going Alex Jones.
Yeah.
That's sick. Liberal Alex Jones. That's
and then him and Joe talked a bunch about the JFK conspiracy and stuff, and I was like,
nice.
They killed that motherfucker.
Always sick when Joe gets on about the
JFK conspiracy stuff. Yeah, he's like,
what were they saying? Just talking about Zapruder and that it's like no way.
He's just like, it's obvious. Like their magic bullet theories, like bullshit. I don't really remember. I'm not super into JFK. He's just saying how it's
like obviously the CIA killed. Yeah. Obviously the CIA killed JFK. Like
apparently there was a CNN article that went through like all the different theories and they couldn't disprove the CIA theory.
My thought, my reason why the CIA probably did it is they probably were just apparently. Like, can we kill our own president? Like, because think about how many successful coups they had before that. Like, they're like, can we do this in our own country?
Yeah.
Just to test things. Like, they didn't even like want to do a coup. They're just like, is it possible? And they're like, oh shit, that was actually so easy.
Yeah. That's super intense though.
Imagine
like, if they did that.
Because
they would have so much control now. Because like,
the weird thing though.
It would make sense just because they could just be like, look, there's certain things you can't do as president because like we killed JFK.
yeah, exactly. Because I was gonna say the weird things they also killed his brother, or like some guy killed his brother, and then who's the?
It seems even more obvious they killed his brother. But when you look at that one, it's like way less known, but even more clear.
Yeah, it's more clear that it's not even like it seems like the guy who pled guilty. It's not even possible he did it.
Yeah,
but I also think it's just crazy shit. But didn't they also try to shoot like Richard Nixon or Ronald Reagan? Isn't there like fake assassination attempts too?
There's been multiple, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
Like, I
remember
wonder
all
if
of them.
those are real assassination attempts or if the president's just like, yo, have someone pretend to shoot me and then we'll flex on him.
Yeah,
Just so I'm like a boss.
it's hard to say.
Some Cold War type of tactics, you know?
Hard to say, man.
So true. But that's the good thing about, like, I guess Kyle Kulinski and Krystal and Saagar. Like, they're always trying to shoot it straight,
Yeah, they're always getting
which is
more.
impossible to find otherwise nowadays.
Oh, and
Probably why they left the hill. Or do you
were
know? Did you listen to why?
why they left the hill?
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of reasons. Just like there was apparently stuff they couldn't talk about and shit. Like they talked about on the Joe Rogan podcast. There was
True. They had
stuff
an
they
hour
couldn't.
and 10-minute episode, and I'm like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, I don't think I watched that whole thing either. I watched more what Kyle talked about. Kyle talked, I think, more freely about it. Like Krystal and
Yeah.
Saagar were being a little bit like didn't want to get too much into it. But Kyle was saying how like when they started Krystal, Kyle and friends, Krystal asked for permission to do the show,
Yeah.
and then they put up an episode, and they did really well, and then
Yeah.
the Hill threatened to sue him
Oh shit.
if they put it up again. Kyle was like, "Fuck you guys! I don't have a contract with you." And he put it up, and they just backed down. They didn't sue him, but he was banned
Nice.
from the Hill after that.
He wasn't allowed on.
Yeah, and Krystal wasn't
True.
allowed to mention the show at all. And,
Makes sense.
Yeah, but they were saying how like
He's competition.
it makes sense. It makes sense to like TV people, you know, because
Yeah.
like TV in the TV world, if there's slots like time slots. So if they're not watching your show, then it's competition. But on the internet, people can watch all of them.
Bigger reach.
Whenever. Yeah, and like
But
they were
can
saying
they?
how the Kyle.
There's a point where people can't watch them all. But yeah, that's
they can't
not
watch them all, but
the,
they can watch all these groups of people. Like that's
like
the
you
thing.
gotta
You want to
think
build
though,
a group
Todd.
of people. But
Anyone who's like, yeah, I don't want to watch this brown guy. I'm gonna watch Kyle and these two white people. Like maybe they're trying to like. That's what the executives are thinking. They're like, you're taking away our white audience.
Maybe
The white male audience.
but they were
our
saying
army
though,
commercials aren't hitting like they used to. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know.
But that is exactly how they think.
Yeah, that's the type of shit they would think. But they were saying how like the episodes with Kyle were their biggest episodes. That's where they made their most money, their largest views. So like now they're not getting those big hitting episodes anymore with Kyle anymore. And then that's like how the Hill shoots himself in the foot. And then also Kyle's show's fucked now because that's like half their audience people who watch The Hill would have come and will probably watch Krystal, Kyle and friends. But that's the way it is. That's why part of the reason why they left, you know. They said there were certain things they couldn't talk about when there was different business dealings going on with The Hill, and
they left. They
just seemed happier, and they're probably making more money now and shit. And fucking Breaking Points is good. I don't know if you watched it.
They scammed The Hill. Basically, they let The Hill get them do their thing, and now they just ditched them. What does The Hill get from it?
And you probably haven't been watching what's been going on the Rising since. Because
Who's the new host even?
Well, see, before Krystal had left for a few episodes, and they brought in this guy Ryan Grimm, who I can't remember who he worked for. Kyle mentions it, but
name sounds familiar.
The Intercept or something maybe.
Yeah.
But so he was on. I guess he was just temporary, and then there was like this Elizabeth chick, and she was like a dumb conservative person. She did like Newsweek or something, or News Media One. I don't know. I can't remember what website she wrote for. So she was on there, and then now they have these two. I don't know if the girl is the same or not. I think it's a different girl now too again. And Ryan Grimm's gone because he was just temporary. And they have this new guy who's like he's like a classic like TV like fake Democrat, fake lefty. And then there's like a shitty like conservative girl. and they're trying to do like the Krystal and Saagar show, and they're like
Fucked this up last
terrible.
time. You need to have people that are puppets.
Like I don't know if you've seen fuck, what were they talking about? There was the the tax leaks where like
Yeah.
they showed that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and stuff don't pay any
Pay
taxes.
zero. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the new people on the Rising were like, this is bullshit. Like we got to go after these guys who release these taxes. Like we got to stop these stop these people, because if they release these people's taxes, they could release your taxes. Is like what they were saying. They're just morons.
That's sick though.
Yeah.
Someone's got to look out for poor Elon Musk.
Yeah, poor Elon Musk.
Yeah, exactly. He was just trying to be funny and gave his taxes to someone. Like, look, I don't even pay. Haha. We're gonna hit 420.
Well, he's just like a dumbass, because it's like I don't. Yeah, why would you do that? While you're also like he's trying to publicly sell all this stuff and like be like, look, I don't own anything anymore. I'm not a billionaire like everyone else. He sold his house and everything. You remember that?
Yeah.
And but he's still scamming for money.
Yeah, billionaires are scam artists.
You know what I mean? Elon's he just showed himself to be such a fraud, though. Should have paid.
Oh yeah, you got to think so. How could you not though?
I don't know.
Like, when you're getting that much money, it's like everything's set up for you.
Yeah, you don't even do it on purpose.
Your accountants
just do it, and they're like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, it just comes with the territory of being a billionaire. You're evil. Like
you're evil.
Like, can you give all of your money away and still have billions of dollars? Well, then maybe it's hard not to be an evil billionaire. But I've never seen someone do that, like try to give all their money away and then end up with another billion. It's always like, I have $70 billion. I'm going to start giving away some money.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if Bill Gates, when he was getting rich, just immediately was like, I'm going to give everyone Microsoft stock that works here, and I'm going to go save the world. Like, double duty.
He shouldn't be saving the world, man.
Instead, he's still the richest man.
That's just ridiculous. Like, one person should just be making decisions for the world.
Well, you see, it's true, but there's also another problem where it's like the government collects taxes and then provides international relief.
Yeah.
So, like, should that be in the hands of a billionaire or the government?
Neither.
Yeah. If these guys are not paying taxes because they're doing like proper charity stuff, I think it's fair though.
Nah.
No?
Fuck that. No. Why?
Yeah, because
it gives them the right to choose what they spend their money on.
Eugenics.
Eugenics. Being genetically superior.
Yeah, exactly.
Being of good Scandinavian stock.
You're just trying
North
to clean
German
the earth.
Stock.
I mean, make the earth better by eliminating people.
By buying up all the farmland and
by giving everyone autism.
Not letting India produce vaccines.
Yeah. Exactly. They're like, we put extra autism in these ones.
Oh yeah.
You guys don't have the secret ingredient. We can't tell you
it. We're not gonna let you just like make it, and if you make it the same way we make it, we're gonna sue you for copyright infringement.
The funny thing is, like, I swear there was one of their shit, like one of the factories that in the U.S. that was producing it actually like had to get shut down for quality control.
Yeah, it's dumb. It makes no sense.
And like, that was like part of the blood clot.
And Krystal, they brought up how, and Kyle's been saying this for a while too. Apparently, all these things are government funded. They research these things at universities, and then all these companies did, Pfizer and Moderna and such. All they did was buy the property rights or the rights to what these universities produced.
To producing the vaccines.
Like the universities produce the vaccines, they buy the copyright for the vaccines, and then they produce them and won't let other people produce them. You know what I mean? So it's all government funded research anyways. All they spent their money on was buying rights.
Funded. It's mostly government funded.
Well,
it's also tuition funded, and there's some other sources of funds that go into the universities.
Yeah. None from the companies that are making the money
off of it,
though, and are restricting.
Todd, universities don't specialize in manufacturing. They don't know how to do it, so they need to just figure out their lane and stay to it before we kill them. See, you invent a vaccine, and then
I just don't
next thing you know, Bill Gates is taking your daughter out for dinner.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? What did I do to deserve this, Mr. Gates?
Mr. Gates, she's only 15. He's like,
have everything I want. Yeah.
I need her before next year. She won't be good for the ritual.
Yeah, it's your daughter or the vaccine. And then you sign over the right to the vaccine, and he still takes your daughter as well.
He's like, do you want to be part of the next 10,000 people that live through the vaccine, or do you want not to?
Huh? Yeah, exactly. Do you want a chance to take this vaccine?
Do you want to be part of the Bill Gates utopia or not?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to get Bill Gates' bad side.
Yeah, he'll fucking kill you.
Yeah. I wonder if any of these divorced billionaires' wives are going to end up like hella dead. Or if they just have so much money, they don't even care.
Why would they end up dead?
Like, just decides like, I'm gonna kill him and blame it on the Saudi royal family. It's like Jeff Bezos' plan. He's like, her brother's gonna leak my text messages, and I'm gonna blame it on the Saudi royal family the same way her brother's gonna kill her. Blame it on the Saudi royal family. Come on, her brother's got to do it for a couple billion.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll
Probably
see.
A lot less.
We'll see. Crazier things have been happening.
Yeah, just like gonna nuke her. Be like, oh, that's it. Elon Musk will nuke Grimes.
Grimes? His girlfriend?
Yeah, exactly. He's smarter not getting married, but also not that smart because he left California for Texas. I wonder what the common law is like there. We're going to have to look it up and let him know. Just maybe that'll get us into his inner circle.
He probably just has her stay at her own apartment once every 6 months. You know?
That's true. She has to stay in California.
I've heard of people who do this.
Oh, maybe that's why he sold his place.
Yeah. Like, she doesn't actually have to stay there. Her just address has to be there, you know?
Texas common law. Doesn't say how long it is. Is it...
Don't they have kids and stuff? They're not married?
You just have to agree to get married.
Hey?
What?
Elon Musk and Grimes, don't they have kids and stuff? They're not married? Didn't they have a kid?
They got kids and stuff, yeah.
They're not married yet?
No. I don't think they're getting married.
Oh.
Todd, that's so like 20th century.
I don't know. Elon's been married twice. I don't know.
They're common law. Present as married.
They just went to the courthouse and signed some paperwork.
No, they just say they are married, and that means they are married.
They just tell people?
That's how the rules go in Texas. That's common law. I don't know if California's the same or not. But yeah, in some states, it's not like here in Ontario, if you live with someone, I think it's for like 3 years, you're common law. And after 1 year, if they have a kid. But in Texas, the only way is that like, if you and your wife started saying, you and your girlfriend started saying that you're married and you live together, then you're technically married, common law.
Fair enough.
But if you don't say that, you could live together forever and just to be having sex, but that doesn't count as common law, like it does in Ontario.
Sounds like Texas.
Yeah, another reason to move to Texas. Besides these stupid ass lockdowns, I want to go to an event, like something with like a crowd with like 80,000 people, like that would be pretty sick.
Shouldn't be much longer, man. Everyone's getting their shots.
Yeah.
We just got to kill all.
They're keeping us in forever here in Canada.
All the QAnon who refuse, we just shoot them. We're fine. Yeah, Trudeau's got to have a national lockdown because he's going to lose the next election.
Exactly. If you vote conservative, you're staying in. If you vote liberal, we'll let you out.
I heard some conservatives
You're
saying,
staying in till the switch over.
I heard some conservatives saying he's canceling the next election because of the pandemic. I was like, what the fuck? What's happening?
Is that why he's trying to extend it?
I don't know.
Conservatives?
I thought they were making it up.
Nice. I thought people voted Green Party out there in PEI.
No, they vote liberal because of the welfare.
Oh,
but the people who have jobs vote conservative,
And Green Party. There's people that vote Green Party. They won the provincial or some shit.
Yeah, there's a couple, but they're like, the new people. There's like the people that have been here a
better
while.
Liberal, Todd.
What?
They're better welfare.
Better welfare?
They're like, we'll give you sicker welfare benefits.
Who Green Party
like
is?
Free lighters. You get like a Bong every few years and free lighters.
The Green Party?
Yeah.
I don't think they really win.
He's like free lighter. You go into any store, you take a lighter, you just tell them you're on welfare. They're like, oh, it's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get 2 packs of smokes a week.
I guess like Green Party's welfare and like liberals are unemployment people. Like seasonal workers. True. And then your full-time workers are all conservatives. That's how
I don't know which one's better. I'm just being an idiot. But yeah, that's what it's like.
They all suck. I don't know. I was gonna vote Green
conservationists.
Party. And then the local Green Party representative, he owns the brewery downtown here.
Yeah.
He showed up at my house at like 8:00 at night. We just moved in. He starts talking to me through the window. Like the window's open. We're sitting in our living room. He like knocks on the door and then it's just like, hey, like starts talking to me through the window. I was like, fuck this guy. Dude, like you don't like just start talking through the window. Like you pretend until I get to the door so we can have a normal conversation. I was going to vote for this guy. No, he was super annoying. He just gave me a pamphlet and then left. I didn't even get to talk to him about the politics at all. His pamphlet was just like, I used to live in this trailer park that I just moved into that I didn't really like that much. He's like, I grew up here and that's why you should vote for me. So fuck this guy.
Yeah, that's cocky to say that I'm from here. That's why you should vote for me. Like, also let me know more, maybe.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do? What's going on here? I thought he was bullshit.
You just leave that to me. I'm running a brewery. There's plenty of hops. We need to grow more local hops.
Yeah.
That's what he's gonna make sure Parliament does. Green Party, green for money, not for the environment, in case you're wondering. But yeah, I hear both Green and NDP want to give more housing to poor people or something like that.
I don't know.
That's not cool with liberals. They're like, we need to keep the housing supply low so our prices go up.
Is that what they said?
No, but behind closed doors they said.
No, they don't. They don't want housing for poor people so that they can more housing for immigrants. They need more people moving here.
True.
That's all about.
That's how they keep the prices going up.
Yeah. It's what it's all about. More population.
Yeah. Exactly. That'll improve the GDP.
Yeah, man.
Commodity prices
if
go
people
up.
stop moving here, this country will collapse. It's fact.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if the U.S. has changed from that yet. It doesn't seem like it though with the new way they're going. I heard Joe Biden's getting a bunch of people in.
Into the country?
Yeah, gonna change the rules so Canadians might be even going over there.
I thought he was just like saying that kind of shit, but like was actually just doing the same stuff.
True, probably.
So I think the difference between us and them is like we have a bunch of open space. Like they already fucked up their whole country.
True. Well, there's like places between towns that isn't closed.
Yeah, that's true.
They still got a lot of open space and dumb spots.
But they don't want to invest in infrastructure is the real issue.
Yeah. Like South Dakota.
They for some reason.
Oh yeah, that's true. They wanted to do like $1 trillion thing and the conservatives are against it, but
yeah, the
liberals, although they're like, nah.
The
I guess we
conservatives
won't
want to
vote it
like
in
tie it
either.
to a gas tax or something, like a road tax or just taxes. They want
Smart.
to make people
They
pay
should.
for them. Yeah,
Makes sense to me.
makes sense to you.
Yeah.
We should just get
You
Amazon to pay
just
for
take
them.
some
Amazon's gonna make the most money off the improved
fare and
infrastructure.
then you can. It's like, yo, you people on welfare, you take a shit. Yeah, subsidized piss jugs.
Shucks.
And then tax people more for using the friggin' sewer systems.
Yeah. Fair enough. Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's like whatever we're gonna weigh you each year, and that's how much you gotta pay because you shit the X amount more than that. Yeah, that's all I think. Yeah, you just take away from everybody or charge more taxes to everybody on your
Yeah.
property taxes because that's what they've kept low for the longest. That's how they bone you, Todd.
Property taxes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why do you have to pay taxes on something you own? Doesn't make any sense.
because the place municipality you're in controls the property. For real, for real. It's like buying a place on the moon, Todd. If
Yeah.
some other alien life came and took over the moon, well, you're not going to get that place now, are you? Just like if Russia came in and kicked you out of your house. I don't think you're going to get your house back.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Why not? What if I just fucking take on all of Russia? Come on, you want to fight about it? What you gonna do? That's what I'd say.
I guess you could get your house back then.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, we don't even want this place.
Stop
We
me,
just
Russia.
took it for fun.
I just won't pay Russian property taxes either.
Nice. Well, then they definitely won't let you in. You just pay them and then live back in your place in Russia. Canada then
Yeah.
nukes you. They're like,
Canada
if we can't have this home, if we can't have this home, no one will. Yeah, but NATO does.
Yeah, America will let them borrow one.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Someone will let us borrow a nuke.
Or maybe one of those French nukes. Quebec has a French nuke.
Nice. Quebec's got nukes. Yeah.
From France.
Nice.
Francois. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I wonder if Canada does have any nukes.
No, we don't. Not
Secret nukes.
maybe,
like
I don't
Iran
know.
style.
We probably have American control ones placed in strategic locations. American, Britain.
So closer,
Officially,
so
they're
the
the only ones
Americans can
winning.
kill us quicker.
Yeah,
NATO's
place
just a
them-
trick to get us into their fucking web.
that's Russian propaganda.
They're like, hey, you guys have lots of natural resources.
That's Russian propaganda. What are
We
you
should
talking
join some sort of Russian network. Own the Northern Hemisphere.
about? They participate as a partner to NATO in certain anti-terrorist operations.
Nice.
AKA,
like Syria.
like we kill Muslims. Not like Syria. Syria
No.
is
Like Afghanistan.
maybe a little
I
bit.
remember there was a bounty.
Little bit, yeah. On American soldiers, yeah.
That was like a joke that on your friends.
Yeah. It's just a prank. I
They're
think that was a lie.
It was an audit.
That was
it was
a
a
CNN
soldier.
lie.
It was a soldier audit, Todd. The Americans were
It doesn't
paying
make
them
any sense,
through
Jay.
Russians.
Why
to get
would
rid of
why would the
soldiers.
Russians pay Taliban to kill American soldiers? They're gonna kill American soldiers anyways. Why would you pay them? Why would you pay
'Cause
them
they
to do
weren't
it?
gonna
That's
kill
like paying
American
you to
soldiers
breathe. I'm
originally.
gonna give you $10 to breathe. It's like,
Todd,
what
the
fuck?
CIA, the Russians, these people don't know what they're seeing. How the fuck would a Taliban guy know who's paying him, Todd? He must be some Russian who looks like
Well, why are you
CIA
paying
guy
him?
who's Russian.
What would you pay him for?
I don't know, to fuck the place up so that you can go there
That
and
doesn't
build
make any sense.
infrastructure.
You're being ridiculous. You're
Todd,
falling for
imagine
CNN
this.
propaganda.
CIA, who looks Russian, is paying the Taliban to do their bidding in the Middle East. Or
Why-
at least
in the
giving
Middle
them
East?
weapons.
What's the Taliban doing in the Middle East, Jason? You don't even know where you are.
ISIS.
ISIS.
See,
Now we're paying
Russia and the
ISIS.
US just want to
No one
test out
likes
their cool
ISIS.
weapons.
There isn't one
So
person who
CIA
likes
funds these groups. And then they're like, okay, we made too many weapons. You guys want to buy some? They're like, yeah, sure. And then they come in and destroy them, and then they build the infrastructure. But in the meanwhile, you get to test your weapons against Russians. And it's cool stuff.
Fair enough.
Like, you don't have to actually give them to your own military soldiers, but you also do. Because you're like, we want a control group.
You
We
sound
want
like
the
a hardcore conspiracy theorist, Shane. This
I
all
know.
sounds convoluted. I don't even know what you're saying.
That the rebels get the guns,
Yeah.
and then the soldiers come out and test cool new weapons on them.
On the
Or
rebels
like drone
with
stuff on
mediocre
them.
guns.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah. It's like, let's test our cool new shit
That's
out.
also a way to get rid of the old stuff, and to keep
Yeah.
making new stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the
Because like you
economies,
can't give it all to your own police.
like European and North American economies operate on continually building ammunitions.
Yeah.
Since World War
If
II,
you
just
invest
they've
in
all
Lockheed
continued to
Martin-
just build ammunitions.
Yeah, since the 20s, since World War One.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. There's been a continuous buildup since factories were invented in the 1800s.
Yeah, since
That's followed up to now.
They just like built more factories and like, what do we sell
Yeah.
next?
And they were just like, fuck, we gotta stop shooting each other and destroy each other's factories. If we keep all our factories going, we can just blow up everywhere else.
Yeah,
And that's how it's been operating since
exactly.
World War
Let's
II.
just kill the people that don't have factories.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah,
See,
exactly.
China's destroyed the balance by building factories places they shouldn't. Fucking China.
Well, they still, have their wars against who is it? They're funding like Pakistan to fight India.
Yeah,
In Kashmir, they get in fist fights
yeah.
with
That's
Indian
like
soldiers.
they're all fighting over an ice cube or something.
Yeah, the last glacier.
It's the biggest glacier not in the ocean. Above land, above seawater. Biggest glacier above seawater.
What?
That's
Yeah?
what it is. Yeah. That they're fighting
Nice.
over. It's like the largest glacier above seawater. It's like at the top of the mountains.
That's a seriously awesome water source.
Yeah.
That's why Canada's definitely going to get fucked up, though. We've got the most fresh water on the planet.
Yeah. America's gonna bitch slap us if they ever need to.
Yeah. I would do it. So
Yeah.
when you're thirsty, you want that fresh
Yeah.
water. Yeah.
I heard like all the rich people are buying it all up. Isn't it
All
George Bush
Canada?
and stuff? Just all the fresh water in the world.
Oh, I thought that was like aquifers underground across
Oh.
the U.S.
Maybe, I don't
Yeah,
know.
they're probably. It would be smart.
Can you buy up the lakes of the?
I'm gonna get my. I don't think you can buy
own
the
those.
lake. You can buy lakefront property and then you have access. Maybe I should get myself some waterfront property, fresh water.
Yeah. Have you seen in like in Russia? There's like I think it's on the border between like Russia and Kazakhstan. There was a giant lake and it's been completely disappeared in
Dry?
like 20 years because Russian like dams and irrigation and stuff.
Nice. They took the water out of Kazakhstan just from that one coast.
Yeah, just from like
Sick.
yeah, it's crazy. Soviet
That's
Union
smart.
style.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
but it'd be cool. I think sea levels are gonna rise. It would be cool if we lived in like a water world type of
Yeah,
future.
man, whatever. We
Realistic
just gotta
thing.
figure out how to get the salt out of the water.
Have you ever
We can
seen
just
that
drink any
movie,
water. What's that?
Waterworld?
No.
We all have like sea-doos and like just drive around places
Sounds
instead of
fun.
like the streets all get flooded.
You mean like
rises.
Indonesia?
Water levels rise. Yeah, like Miami. Like you just instead of having your sea-doo on the water, you like are driving down the street now.
Is that what?
Yeah,
modern
like Venice. Like
is
Venice.
Venice like that now? There's just
I mean, it would
sea-doos
be
now?
cool if it
Remember what
was, but
Honda
there's
was?
no. I hear there's not.
There's no
Probably during
sea-doo laws.
COVID though, there was lots of sea-doos. I wonder, maybe they give police officers sea-doos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could they stop us from taking a sea-doo into Venice?
I saw these sick bikes that Dubai police had. They were like these motorcycles that were like helicopter motorcycles. So they had no wheels, but they had like propellers, 4 propellers.
Like drones?
On the back. Yeah,
they were
kinda,
like helicopter
but
motorcycle drone?
it could hold a person. And it was like a motorcycle. It could fly.
Nice. That's
Sick.
Awesome.
Dubai's the sick, man. That's where the future is. They're testing out all the shit. That royal family is fucking
exactly.
hard.
Think about not guns, and that's where they're testing out
that's where they make it rain and shit. It doesn't rain there, so they just make it rain.
Oh yeah, that's where the UFC had like their fight island on like some island that was created just for existing. It's like in the shape of a palm tree.
Real life Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Yas Island. It's like a joke on gay people too or something. They're like, Yas Island. Yeah. Yes.
Alright, we got these stories here we're gonna cover.
I don't know. Whatever. I guess so, right? People come for the psychedelic research.
Are they any good?
The one's kind of an interview, but it's pretty trippy. So I'll at least read some of it. Psychedelics could be the future of psychotherapy. No, it's not going to plug you into the matrix.
Why not?
These guys must have never taken like a hero dose of any drug.
Yeah, they don't know.
If you took like 10 LSD tabs or like 10 grams of mushrooms, you might get close to a DMT effect. They're just trying to ease people in
who don't know what's going on already.
Yeah, exactly. They're like Joe Rogan. Like, take a microdose of DMT. No, it's not going to plug you into the matrix, but new tech like this helmet from neuroscience startup Kernel that records brain activity in real time may help scientists develop better psychedelic treatments. A lot has changed in the 90s. That's when Alex Belser first found a book about LSD psychotherapy. Back then, hardly anyone was talking positively about psychedelics. By the late 90s, medical and industry investment in the field was virtually non-existent. 2 decades and several degrees later, Belser has read far more about psychedelics in medicine.
Yeah.
And a recent market report from Financial News Media projected the industry in North America will exceed $6.8 billion by 2027. Business Surgeon Psychedelics has followed a tidal shift in academic research. Since 2006, researchers at Johns Hopkins University alone have published more than 60 peer-reviewed papers on psychoactive compounds found in magic mushrooms and other plants. In late 2019, the university opened the first of its kind Center for Psychedelic and Consciousness Research. Around the time the U.S. Food and Drug Administration granted breakthrough therapy classification to psilocybin.
Wow. Sounds riveting.
Yeah. But what's this? How do you assess? Stupid.
I just can't wait for all this research to start producing some actual psychedelic pharmacies in available places for me.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, there is the whole Oregon thing, with Oregon legalizing everything.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the continent.
Yeah, but it'll slowly spread. If it starts there, it'll continue.
Yeah, I guess so. Isn't it DC is decrimmed?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different cities. Ann Arbor, Michigan too.
We can take mushrooms
suburbs
and
of
go
Boston.
To Capitol Hill.
Yeah, exactly. We can do mushrooms on Capitol Hill with a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
Take them to Capitol Hill for the politicians to take. We should do that. We should plan a protest so that we all take mushrooms down to Capitol Hill to give to the
offer to all the politicians.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. Yeah. What should we call it? Storm the Capitol?
Death to the Capitol Hill. Death to the politicians. Hang Biden.
Yeah, ego death.
Ego death.
Ego death to Biden.
Have you heard about these theories that there's going to be a second Capitol storm in August?
No. That'd be awesome.
There's some people talking about it.
FBI, CIA.
Apparently, yeah. I don't know. Apparently, Trump's talking about how he's gonna be back in office sooner than you think.
Oh, nice.
He's been hinting at stuff
Would
going
be
on.
sick. Would be sick if they do storm the. If he does have people storm the Capitol again, that'd be so funny.
Mm-hmm. Be super awesome. Oh yeah, his other plan too. Have I told you this? He's gonna run for Congress, then become
What?
yeah, because there's gonna be the midterms coming up or whatever. So
So he's
Trump,
gonna run during the midterms?
yeah, Trump might run for Congress. I think in Florida he wants to do it, maybe or somewhere else, maybe New York. So he wants to run for Congress, and then he's gonna try and become the head of the House, which I think is Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi or something.
Yeah.
And he's gonna become the head of the House, and then he'll be able to put a vote through in Congress to impeach Biden. It was like this. He was getting interviewed, and the interviewer gave him this idea, and he's like, "That's actually pretty. It's not a bad idea."
So that's awesome.
Yeah, he probably won't do it, but it's been put out there.
Yeah. He won't do it.
He still says it's rigged. It's all rigged.
If he did do it, that'd be sick. But it's probably just like the psychedelic researchers. Where here's the other articles, Todd. Can we take the high out of psychedelics?
No.
This is what the goddamn scientists are trying to do.
It's the whole point, scientists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wired.co.uk.
can we change your psychology without changing your chemical makeup of your brain?
Can we smoke weed without getting high?
Yeah.
It's called CBD, and it sucks.
Can magic mushrooms move your stutter without actually getting you high whatsoever?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Can I have a religious experience on drugs without getting high?
Can I meet God without smoking DMT? No, bitch.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I just want to smoke DMT
Smoke
and
it 3 times.
get the effects of tripping balls, but I don't want to actually trip balls because I'm a scared ass pussy.
No, I don't know. Good on the scientists. They want to help people.
Nah, they're definitely pussies. They're like, I'm scared to trip out.
Yeah, man. They're trying to open Pandora's box. The tripping is the whole point. It keeps you from getting too hurt.
Yeah.
You're gonna give people
Exactly.
PTSD.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know. Imagine if you smoked cigarettes that did nothing.
Just gave you cancer?
Yeah. Like
I don't know.
feel like that's what it would be like. Like nicotine's like got some fucking sick effects, sick side effects. Like, but also
Dizziness?
terrible effects. Yeah. Dizziness, focused on being dizzy. Hard to breathe after.
Cancer.
Yeah, you have to sit down. You want it again shortly after. 15 to 20 minutes later, like
Addictedness.
cocaine. Yeah, exactly. That's discipline.
Aren't you just talking about vaping? With like lots of nicotine?
Basically. But yeah, so David Olson is taking the high out of psychedelics. This motherfucker, a chemical biologist at the University of California. He wants to tweak psychedelic drugs so they no longer produce a trip. His aim is to find out whether it's possible to remove the hallucinogenic components while leaving behind the bits that could potentially treat the mental illness. This guy's so dumb.
Yeah, he sounds like a poser.
Yeah, definitely tripping out is treating the mental illness. He's like, I've heard people microdose and they're doing good. No, they're liars. I microdose coffee and I just don't fall asleep. Get stuff done all day. But Olson first became interested in psychedelics when he was a researcher at MIT in the early 2010s. At the time, there was a lot of buzz around ketamine's potential as a fast-acting antidepressant. Since then, studies involving nearly 200 people, that's nothing, have found that a low dose of ketamine can quickly alleviate the symptoms of depression. In March 2019, the FDA approved a variant of ketamine for treatment-resistant depression, the new way of medicating depression in decades. So can taking a Bong Toke or like shotgunning a beer sometimes, you know? Like I got some instant depression relief. Get hella stoned.
Yeah.
Turn on SpongeBob. Using ketamine to treat depression has major drawbacks. For one, the drug's potential abuse. In 2015, Olson started a lab at UC Davis to figure out a way around this problem. He turned to psychedelics such as LSD, DMT, psilocybin, which are not considered to be addictive. Olson wanted to find out whether these drugs have the same effect on the brain as ketamine. In 2018, his lab published a study in rats and mice showing that these psychedelics also promoted the brain's capacity to remold itself, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. Olson's group coined the term psychoplastogen to describe the class of compounds. The idea is that if you can regrow these atrophied neurons, reestablish the synaptic connectivity in the prefrontal cortex, you can kind of exert the top-down control on a lot of behaviors and improve mood, Olson says. He and his team thought they had found a new way of treating depression, but soon they realized the biggest limitation was using these drugs. The high. Like I don't know what the problem with that is.
Yeah.
Psychedelics have major drawbacks. The hallucinogenic experience gone wrong can be traumatic, scarring, but also a good learning experience. that part's me adding. Good journalism. Thank you. There's also the portion of the population for whom these drugs may not be advisable because of pre-existing psychiatric conditions or a family history of psycho illness, like schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Okay, now you're making a little more sense to me. It turns out that psychedelic drugs are the best weapon in our arsenal to treat mental illness, then these people could be left behind. All right, I get it. I'm an idiot. Then there are the messy logistics of treating people with psychedelics. Compass Pathways, a mental health company in UK, is running trials testing out psychedelic-assisted therapy. Patients involved in trials first have visited a clinic. After receiving the drugs, they have to stay at the clinic for 8 hours while being closely. Then they must return to the clinic afterwards to talk through the experience with a therapist. The lengthy process means the cost of one therapy cycle would be unfeasible for many and requires a lot of specially trained providers with special settings. Synthesis, the company that offers psychedelic wellness retreats in the Netherlands, provides program prices for up to $9,000 US. For these reasons, Olson doesn't think that traditional psychedelics will be scalable. Take the high out of psychedelics and the whole process could become a lot more simple. I don't understand this. Why don't you just take psychedelics at home and do like cognitive behavior therapy or something like that?
Yeah.
Olson doesn't think that getting high is the reason why psychedelics can treat conditions like depression, anxiety, PTSD. Take ketamine, for instance. There have been 3 studies where patients under anesthesia were administered ketamine, a drug that falls into Olson's class of psychoplastogens. The patients woke up with no recollection of the dissociative experience, but still reported feeling less depressed. That would be really cool. If you just like took a bunch of MDMA and LSD and psilocybin and DMT and then just passed out and you're like, wake up 8 hours later and you're like, you're probably still tripping balls.
Yeah.
But then like a few hours after that, you're like, oh man, everything's awesome. Like I feel a lot better. But there is no research hinting that non-hallucinogenic psychedelic drugs such as MDMA can be powerful therapeutics. Oh wait, meanwhile there is research. Okay.
Yeah. What kind of article is this?
Yeah, this is dumb. MDMA is psychedelic. What the fuck is this talking about?
It's like MAP's main drug that they're focused on.
Exactly. But taking MDMA does not elicit the trip associated with some drugs.
Okay, whatever.
MDMA
sure,
is
maybe if you don't go to a rave.
Why don't they just try the MDMA on the stuff that psilocybin works for? If this is all they're trying to do is like create a drug they can patent.
Yeah.
Like if they really thought, oh, MDMA is non-psychedelic, they would just use it instead of create another drug. But they're trying to create like a fake LSD or fake mushrooms that they can patent and sell over the counter.
And limit.
Yeah. They're like, we don't want it to be too we don't want it to be too cool of a trip. We don't want people to have too much fun and abuse it.
Yeah. And we don't want it to be safe. It's got to be slightly dangerous. Yeah. Give you brain aneurysms.
But I
kill
guess
1 out of 50 people.
Yeah, exactly. If it doesn't give you a blood clot, what's the point of giving out a vaccine?
Yeah.
Just ask Johnson & Johnson.
How else are we gonna sell blood thinners?
Yeah, exactly. Good point, Todd. Aspirin. We're trying to sell our baby aspirin.
Try to sell aspirin.
In December 2020, Olson and his lab published a study on their first compound, a tweak version of the psychedelic ibogaine. They named tabernaphila, or TBG. The compound they found did not elicit hallucinogenic effects in rodents, but did retain its antidepressant effects. Then in April 2021, they published a similar study with similar results with another of their compounds called AAZA154. Both of these compounds have been licensed for clinical development by the company that Olson co-founded in 2019, Delix Therapeutics. My goal is not to convince someone who has undergone a psychedelic experience that the hallucinogenic effects that they experience were not important to them. And I'm not saying that certain patient population might not benefit from hallucinogenic effects, but they're just not for everyone.
Why not?
Like he was saying about the schizophrenic and the bipolar. But yeah, that sounds pretty fucking sick. Let me see here what it says. A tripping rat, however, is not the same as a tripping human. Olson's ambition has been met with a healthy amount of skepticism. He says, of course, they want to see this done in humans because, humans are not mice. Delix is continuing to test both TBG and AAZ before they can be tested in humans. Olson expects they will be putting them through phase 1 trials in 2022. So next year, people could be taking these fake psychedelics.
I don't know. I don't trust it. Makes me just think of fake weed. Remember fake weed?
Yeah. Gas station weed?
Yeah.
CBD?
No, not that. Like the stuff that they just like chemically
Spice,
tweaked.
K2 and Spice?
Yeah, that shit.
And then Marinol, which didn't work at all, which was like a THC pill.
Yeah.
But you are right though, Todd. Some research has pointed to a correlation between the so-called mystical experience and their potential health benefits. One study led by Matthew Johnson, a professor of psychiatry at Johns Hopkins University, found that cigarette smokers who reported intense mystical experience after taking psilocybin craved cigarettes less than those who didn't have such intense experiences. But as scientists will yell from the rooftops, correlation simply does not imply causation. So there may very well be another explanation for this. It could be that the mystical experience is a signal, a proxy for something underneath the hood. Perhaps the mystical experience is a sign of something happening at the biological level, such as enhanced neuroplasticity. Perhaps the people who report a strong mystical experience may be experiencing more radical changes in the brain. It could also be a double whammy effect. The bump in neuroplasticity is combined with this newly gained sense of oneness and insight into one's psychological makeup. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Does it?
Yeah, when you trip balls, you're like, you kind of lose like your sense of being. So then you get this oneness where you're like, I am part of everything.
I guess so.
Or everything's connected or whatever.
Yeah, I am the trees. The trees are me.
Yeah, I'm this couch I'm in. I'm inside the couch right now.
Inside the couch.
Though he admits that we don't know for sure if hallucinogenic experience is necessary to gain benefits of drugs, Johnson is hedging his bets that this boosted neuroplasticity doesn't explain all the therapeutic effects of psychedelics. It could be that, one or the other is kind of driving the bus and the others are going along for a ride. According to Olson, whether it works or not, the ultimate goal of his efforts is to help millions of people who suffer from these conditions worldwide. Every one of us has been impacted by these disorders. Whether it's yourself or your family members, everyone has been affected by this. He says, to me, the biggest failing of our pharmaceutical companies currently and our health system right now is just the dearth of effective medicines for people with mental illness. So it's like that's like a sweet story, for the Rap Drugs Pod. Yeah. This guy's trying to give psychedelics to people that otherwise wouldn't be able to take them.
I guess so.
Like, why don't we just test regular LSD on people with schizophrenia?
He's being a douche. These people can handle it. He's pretending like they can't.
Yeah, exactly.
He's trying to
Who's he to decide?
He's trying
someone
to create
on bipolar. Someone who's bipolar can't take LSD.
Yeah, he's just trying to create more profitable, more dangerous drugs for no reason, while pretending to be a protector of people with mental health.
Exactly. You no longer trip out, but it's highly addictive. If you don't not take one, you want to kill yourself. It cures.
You don't trip out, but you vomit your stomach. We have to reinsert new stomachs.
Yeah,
I think we can 3D print stomachs.
It cures depression. You just have to increase the dose every few weeks. Otherwise, you get more depressed. Oh, you mean that's every pill on the market already?
Yeah.
Well, this one's different. It used to be a psychedelic. It's like based off a psychedelic compound.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think we should wrap this up though. What do you think?
For show.
Yeah.
For me.
I think that was pretty good.
And the fans.
Those are some okay stories.
Yeah, just not too much happening in the psychedelic news lately.
Yeah. Also, just those vaccines really fucked everything up.
Yeah, and it's summertime.
Thank Bill Gates for the ruining it. That's true. It is summertime.
Yeah,
It's
people are out tripping balls
in the city.
Now that they let us back out.
Yeah.
Crushing beers and smoking dope.
Yeah.
Or taking mushrooms.
Anyways, peace out.
Yeah. Follow the IG, like and subscribe, text, email, comment. Peace.
The recording has stopped.
Okay.
Little extra for the YouTube.
The outro.
Peace out. Outro. Peace out, all you YouTubers.
All you live streaming little bitches. Get any? We didn't get any commenters, did we? Me. Just you. Couple watchers though, not bad. Alright, see you later, everybody.